I think we're going to see a return to this old visual style of advertising/product design. This background is a Red Dead Redemption catalog, and you can see, but it's a good example of the kind of visual style that I mean. I mean something like these blocks of text with big text to separate things, and then some images intertwined with things, or basically this kind of blocking of text, titles and images, or like images or illustrations to say a point. I was also thinking of this kind of old ads for medicine, like this kind of cocaine pills medicine that there was in the 1880s, or food products like biscuits, those kind of cases, cigars, for example, but also stuff like old 80s ads in car advertising. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. For example, this is very blocking text, image, and text, but this in this case is like short, punchy copy, right? In the 80s, the 1980s, the copy was like very punchy like that. I have some examples here too. This, for example, is an ad for a Volvo car, and it says, if the welding isn't strong enough, the car will fall on the writer. And then it starts to tell you things like, that's me, lying rather nervously under the new Volvo 740, right? So this punchy copy is still very, I think it's a good copy style. I think we're seeing a return to this stuff of like 80s visual style. For example, many online companies copying Apple's style of advertising, but also like retro Apple visual style. More than the style of advertising, it's more like the visual style. The copy is still, I don't know. The copy is not that inspirational to me in this sense, right? And for example, there are also copywriting right now where the copy is, I think, inspired by this 80s copy style, right? It drinks from that via people like Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson is this copywriter. Well, not sure if it's a copywriter. He's like a ClickFunnels type company, right? Marketing, online marketer. And his book, Dotcom Secrets, it's like a series of books. I think they are the source from which many of these, for example, he's like a Spanish copywriter, from the source from which many of these got their copywriting style specifically, right? He's more of a general marketing, but the specific copy that he used and the style of, for example, for email marketing or for like landing pages for online courses, I think he was kind of the blueprint probably, or like the origin of much of it. I don't know. It's my understanding of it. But for example, this copy, the copy is, you could say it's punchy, it's engaging, it's entertaining. The visual style of it is lacking. Meanwhile, the opposite happens with this kind of people copying Apple's retro advertising style, right? The visual style is appealing, maybe, but the copy, maybe not that much. And I feel like it's going to come together. Why? I wouldn't be able to say exactly why, right? But it's like a hunch. And where do I think it would come? Like, where do I think it's most likely to come? I was thinking originally stuffing like in product, right? Because it's the way it is organized. For example, the way the information is organized, text, titles, and images is very physical, right? For stuff like video, it works less well. Or even for stuff like websites, I don't know. For that, it's maybe different. But for stuff like video, it doesn't work that well. Text doesn't work well in video. It's more of a style that is confined for, you could say, physical products maybe, or not even, because you can advertise for physical products on video. It's more of a place where the advertising is physical, or maybe for products that for product design where it's a visual style where something like cluttered or with a lot of information fits. Toolbar hell comes to mind, right? I feel like this is an ugly visual style, but I feel like in a sense there is a certain culture that likes it. There are articles like why are Chinese websites stuck in 2003, where the visual style of these websites is called something like this, right? And I feel like some people argue that it's because of management difficulties, right? Because the architecture of Chinese applications is very political in that sense, so it's bad, right? They are not bad on purpose. They are like bad because the architecture is bad, and it's like the best they can do with the architecture that they have, right? Not like digital architecture, but more like company architecture and like the way the processes work, right? It doesn't let for like a more minimalist approach to arise. But I've also seen some people argue that it's more of a cultural thing, which, right? It's like the classic Hong Kong market thing, right? Yeah, I saw a post about Ghost in the Shell that mentioned something like this style, right? Maybe it's like they like this style of clutter, right? For getting more information at a glance. And I feel like there are some products that are suited to this. For example, maybe some dashboard application, some kind of B2B SaaS where it makes sense that the visual style of the product is like this, or maybe for a product that it's not as crazy as the visuals as the advertising, right? Sorry, as that some kind of ad like this, where the advertising for the product is kind of crazy like this, right? I feel like that could be maybe something that works together, or maybe for a physical product that returns to the analog world, right? Something that yearns for the analog, where there are a lot of buttons that control the product. Maybe it is an advertisement style that works for those kind of products that are more, that maybe need more of a person who will go through the pain of reading that all that text or something like that, right? Or who likes the visual presentation of a lot of information at once and can work with that. I don't know. It was a hunch. It was not really a kind of prediction, but these are the places where I see it working, maybe. Okay, if you liked this video, maybe you like another video about predictions that I give on a hunch. They are not really super strict predictions or like, guesstimates or even, right? They are more like hunch-based predictions, but maybe you like this one, my predictions for 2035. So thank you for watching and goodbye.